Welcome. So for class today, a block would be great, maybe two, and you also might want a blanket. And we're going to start seated. Go ahead and make your way there. Very comfortable seat, perhaps sitting up on a block or blanket. And when you get there, you're just going to adjust around until you feel like you can begin to relax downward, grounding yourself for a few breaths as you come to close your eyes. And I'd like you to just explore as you breathe in and breathe out what it feels like for your body to settle. As you feel impulses to move or adjust, go ahead and follow them, right? If you need, especially now, to stretch or fidget, please do. And gradually, what most of us will experience is that fidgeting and those adjustments will lead to stillness. And as you find yourself in a still space, guide the breath towards the spine and try to cultivate an inner awareness, a steadiness toward your center. Breathing up and down the length of the spine with a sense of calm. And perhaps paying particular attention to the junctions of the spine, like those places where the spine changes direction. Bottom of the ribs and the neck come to meet, the heel of the skull. You bring your arms up overhead, perhaps interlace the fingers and turn the palms upright. And as you stay grounded through your pelvis, just start to encourage the spine to gently twist towards the left. In this moment, it's going to be more about keeping the spine lifted and clear, especially through the junctions, than it is about how far you twist. I'm just going to enjoy a couple of breaths, noticing what it is to keep that buoyancy. And then you can go back through center, maybe change the interlace of the hands. And from the deep low aspect of the spine, try now to twist over towards your right. And then back through center, hands will float down. Just gently press your palms in towards the legs as you press the legs up towards the palms and try to lift for another moment or two through the center of your spine. And after a couple of nice breaths, what we'll try to do is bring this idea with us into downward facing dog pose. So you can move everything off to the side, shift into your down dog. And fidget around here too. Moving so that you can recultivate that spacious connection to your center column. And as we continue through class, we'll do our best to cultivate that quiet, steady focus, practicing a bit of a moving meditation for our work today, developing a stronger set of self-observation skills and breathing for our own body's peace. Open your feet as wide as your hips and lift the heels, swivel the heels to the right for a couple of breaths. Keep your arms nice and steady and grounding, your shoulders as even as possible. Feel the twist again through the side body, through the spine. Opening the side is going to help us with the twist that we'll do later on. Second side when you're ready. And just decompressing as best you can from the outer hip through the ribs. And then back to downward facing dog pose, kind of noticing what it's like to jump right into your practice. Go through high plank and just move your body through a little flow of your own and just notice where your body wants to go. Adjusting in any way, truly, any shapes, any poses, anything that feels good. And we'll do this for maybe another 20 seconds, 30 seconds, depending on what feels necessary and helpful. And then as you start to wrap up the freeform movement, you're going to grab one of your blocks and put it between your upper inner thighs and come back to downward facing dog pose with the block between your upper inner thighs. You push the block back and root your heels down. Try to do that evenly and come into plank pose. Pushing the block towards the sky, pressing the heels back, lengthen your tailbone toward the block. Yeah, I just want you to modify your breath so that you can focus in towards your center and get steady again, get quiet again. And try to bring that calm, steady quiet with you as you move to low plank for a moment. You can bring your knees down, and then you're going to come back up to high plank for another moment, and then downward facing dog pose. Good. Keeping the block where it is, tabletop position. And I want you to just feel how the hips are facing the floor as you come onto the right fingertips, and then take your right arm out to the side. So keep your legs steady and try to do a twist in your upper body, but table in the lower body. So keep the right hip squeezing in. And to me, it almost feels like the right hip is turning towards the floor. You go back through center, pause, second side, come up onto your left fingertips. And then as you're ready, left arm out to the side, keeping your hips facing the floor, take your left arm up. And then back through center, so your knees are already down, so chest, chin down. And then inhale into a back bend and exhale back to down dog. Yeah, great. So we're gonna try that again, and you can do the exact same thing that we just did, or high plank pose, and you stay in high plank, right fingertips, right arm out, keep plank in your lower body as you twist. Yeah, and you just try for a couple of moments and then you do the second side. So either tabletop or plank, second side. And then chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, cobra or some back bend that you really enjoy, downward facing dog pose. Push that block back, heels down, and absorb the ribs into the body. And then keep the block and squeeze the legs together as you walk them slowly forward, massaging your inner thighs. Eventually coming to the front of your mat, lengthen as you breathe in, fold as you breathe out. A couple times like that. Following the natural rhythm of the breath. and making it slightly bigger, inhaling all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhaling, hands down to the heart. Inhaling, arms back out and up. Exhaling, a big swan dive down. Good. Lengthen halfway as you breathe in. Fold all the way as you breathe out. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Twice more. Ardha Surya Namaskar. And as you complete this last cycle, you can go ahead and remove the block. And then from forward fold, step back, down dog. Let's just do a nice Surya flow. Breathe into high plank pose, breathe out to the floor. Breathe into your back bend and back to down dog. And just close the eyes and try to bring total body awareness into the shape. Adjusting for each part. Keeping your focus inward, you're going to exhale, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, get long. Exhale, fold down. Inhale up. Exhale, heart. One more time through. Allow the focus to stay in. Lengthen. Dog. High plank. To the ground. Back bend. Down dog. Right? And in these holds, try to move towards stillness. Come back to the front of your mat. Lengthen as you breathe in. Fold as you breathe out. Chair pose with Utkatasana. Now, if you've been having issues with keeping the hips and the legs nice and engaged, then just grab your block again and put it between your inner thighs. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. Okay? I'm going to twist towards your right, bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee and the right hand to your low back for about 3 breaths, squeezing the legs together and making sure both knees and all of your toes line up in one line. So you're not letting the left knee pop forward. Change sides. And for some people, this might feel like a very humble kind of a twist, but that doesn't mean it's any less important for us. Right? Steady your breath as you come back to center. Hold down to the floor. Step or flow to downward facing dog pose. And when you get to downward facing dog, do dog split with the right leg high, moving it around. Now we'll square off the hips. And then from dog split, 3-legged plank, squeeze your thigh muscles, give a little push up with the right leg as you send the tailbone down, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, split right leg. Now bend, twist, open again. Changing sides. Left leg for split, bend and twist and open. Square it off, 3-legged plank, squeezing your thighs. Tailbone goes down as you chaturanga. Back bend. Dog split left leg. Bend and twist. Square those shoulders off. As you come back to down dog, look forward as you inhale. Step or jump, front of the mat, exhale. Breathe in, get long. Breathe out, fold. Back to chair pose. Twist again towards your right. Stage 1, hand to the outside. Stage 2, elbow. I want you to take a couple more moments to try to keep the balance of your legs, to lengthen your spine and lean towards a bit of a back bend. And then you can change sides. Stage 1, stage 2. right? Without forcing your timing, just aligning to bring balance. Neutral chair, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or flow to dog. Right leg for split. And bring the right knee towards your right elbow. Keep it there for a moment and then just gently squeeze it in towards your heart. Inhale back to split. Do that 2 more times. Bring the right knee to the right elbow. And with control, bring it to the middle. Back to split. Last time. You can do all of this with your left knee down if you'd prefer. Warrior one. You're going to take your time, settle into the shape, just breathe through your middle. So feel the return. And once you get there, step or flow, the down dog for our second side, right? Trying to cultivate that consistent focus. Left knee to left elbow, and then guide it towards your heart, and then back to split, as though there are 3 direct points. Left knee to left elbow, 1, to the heart, 2, split 3. Last time through. Elbow, heart, split. Warrior one. Right, so especially as the challenges grow, double down, recommit to an inward central focus. Maintain it as you flow or step to dog. Thighs back, heels down, ribs in. Just like a little checklist. Front of the mat, step or jump. Lengthen fold. Chair pose. Twist to the right, 1, 2, or maybe arms open wide, 3. And you're not doing 3 because you feel like you have to force something. You're just doing it because it's naturally there. So your second side, 1, 2, or 3. And then back to neutral. And fold down to the floor. Step flow, down dog. Right leg split. Elbow, heart, split. Elbow, heart, split. Steady, elbow, steady heart, steady split. Warrior one, steady. Just choose the pace that's steady. Changing sides whenever you're ready. So take out any impulse to rush. 1, 2, 3. And the same 3 points. Elbow, heart, split. Elbow, steady. Heart, steady. Split, steady. Warrior one. Calm your body, breathe. Dog. Calm the body. You can. It's a matter of choice, awareness, and engagement, friends. Look forward. Step or jump. Lengthen, fold. Chair pose again. Have the blocks nearby just in case. Twist to the right. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're balanced in your hips and in your legs as you lift your left heel. Step the left leg back, twisted lunge. Yeah. Return to twisted chair. And you go deeper. Forward fold. Moving your body around, resetting. Second side. 1, 2, or 3. Keeping the legs balanced, lift your right heel and send it back. Twisted lunge. And adjust so that you're in the stage that works. Breathe through the spine. Center yourself. Back to twisted chair. All the way upright this time, arms to the sky. And then hands down through the heart. And pause. Soften your eyes, maybe close them, and breathe. Right up and down the spine. Find the nucleus. Notice how the body knows how to rebalance itself when you bring focus there. When you bring stillness and centering, attention. Take your arms up as you inhale, open the eyes and look towards the sky, folding as you breathe out, lengthening as you breathe in, and just walk back to down dog as you breathe out. I'm going to take your right leg for split, bend and twist, and then bring your knee towards your heart. 1, bring the knee towards the elbow. 2, can you straighten the right leg out for 3? Good. So this is Bridget's cross. You're just going to hold for 2 more breaths. Let your spine get very long as your arms are strong. And then exit through dog split and classical dog, second side. The left leg for split. Bring the knee towards your heart. 1, towards the right elbow. 2, so it goes across. Or straighten that leg. 3. Now both hands stay down. 2 more breaths. Nice long spine. Good. And then back to dog split and classical dog and tabletop. Press back onto your shins, lift up, roll through the shoulders. We're going to lay down onto our backs. So that pose we were just doing was Bridget's cross. Hands on your knees. Let the weight of your legs drop into your hands. Let the pelvis tip away from you as your low back lifts gently away from the floor. The hips are heavy. And just feel yourself coming back to the curves of the spine. As you send the left leg forward, bring the right leg closer in. You're holding the right shin. You're going to curl up so that the shoulder blades are just gently away from the floor and straighten the right leg. Arms will reach towards the foot, but you're going to turn, twist your upper body towards that straight leg, and press the outside of the left arm into the outside of the right leg. And just breathe for a couple more breaths. Right? You might notice I'm shaking, right? That's how deep in our core we're working and waking up, right? Back through center, knees in, head down. pause and reset. And it might take you a little bit of time to reset. That's normal, right? We all have our own rhythm. Okay. You're going to align with that. Your right leg is going to go long at about a 45-degree angle. And left leg will go up to the sky. Then you'll reach for the foot, curling up and twisting towards the left. The outside of the right arm pushes into the outside of the left leg, which pushes back, and you breathe for a few more moments. This is the supine version, Supta, Ekapada, Kundalini 1, supine, Ekapada, Kundalini 1, lowering down, hands on the knees, tilt the pelvis again away. So you're moving your pubic bones away from the belly button. Okay. Yeah, that's called your anterior tilt. You're getting the spine to reset for another moment. And you can do that again and again and again, right? You can try the Supta Kundalini again and again and again. If you want to try the upright version, it's a similar entry to what we've been practicing with Bridget's cross, right? You do down dog split, whichever leg you like. You bring the knee in and twist it over Bridget's cross. And then you try to negotiate that elbow, the outside and above the knee. As you chaturanga, lean in, the legs to the right. It's a Ekapada Kundalini 1. Flowing, stepping, down dogging to change sides. I'll show you the second side right now. So my left leg will go up, knee to the heart, knee to the right elbow, straighten the leg, Bridget's cross, and then try to negotiate the elbow above the knee, chaturanga. Legs can straighten, hips are lifting. So my left leg is only touching my right arm. Yeah. A little flow. And you're going to meet on your forearms for Sphinx pose. Yeah. So the great news is, friends, that not everyone will do everything in a yoga class, but everyone can do something. And we've been working on the building blocks for creating a steadiness and a support system to try these more challenging postures like Kundalini 1. Feel the breath deep, deep, deep in the belly and the low back in your Sphinx, okay? You can come back to the Kundalini 1 series anytime you want. You can try it right now again. Pause, rewind, try some other time, okay? I want you to come to forearm plank. Stage 1, as you are, legs all the way together. Stage 2, keep the forearms down, but spin to the outer edge of the right foot, stacking the legs. So your upper body's in forearm plank, but your lower body's in twisted plank. And you're breathing several deep breaths. Right? You can save energy for the second side, maybe coming right into the second side, maybe taking a little bit of time. Back through center and back to Sphinx. Soften the eyes, close, breathe, notice how you're feeling and notice your focus. Remember, you can adjust your focus anytime. Perhaps you've been experiencing similar feelings coming up again and again and again today as challenges arise or your mind wanders. Just be aware of that. And see and feel what continues to recur and your response to it. That's one of the big reasons that we practice, is to look at the attitudes that continue to arise. We're going to come back to forearm plank. You want to twist again, twist again. Otherwise, try to walk into dolphin for a couple of breaths. And then child's pose. Mm. Take another breath in your child's pose and then ease yourself to a neutral seat. Eyes open or closed, palms upward facing. Recenter yourself and acknowledge your willingness to receive from this practice, to receive from your body, your breath, receive from your awareness to the world around you. And as you tap into that sacred place of receptivity, we're just going to check in with whether or not we're going to do any other active inversions or arm balances right now. And it's just a private thing. It's just I want to try that Kundalini again, or I want to lay down on my back and try laying on my back again. Right? Or I want to try forearm balance again. You might even make your way into something more dynamic, like forearm balance or other dolphin into forearm balance, Pincha Mayurasana, right? I'm going to give that a shot right now. But there's no wrong choice. There's no wrong way that you can be aware and practice, be present and dynamic and centered, right? And caring. Right? So all of these things can come together. Tapping into what feels best for you. Maybe forearm plank to dolphin, the dolphin split, to rocking forward and back and trying the inversion. Okay. And so much of it's just about catching yourself in the repetition. Okay? And then playing. Ensure even on your exit that you prioritize following what feels safest and best for you. Right? Your exit strategy and your exit counter poses don't need to be anything that you know the words for. You can just be following your body's own vibe and checking in again and again and trusting. We're going to gradually make our way to forward fold at the front of our mat. Now, you don't need to rush to get there. It'll happen when it happens. Take a couple of breaths in forward fold. Maybe it's a little longer forward fold than you've done yet today, or you've done in a little while. And that's nice too. It can be just an experiment, right? What are you become aware of the longer you're in your forward fold, right? Like I'm taking a lot of space in my forward fold. I'm walking my hands quite far forward. I'm trying to play with balancing my hips forward and back, not by looking at a mirror, even looking at them, just kind of feeling like, what's the dynamic shift when I move them back or forward? And how does it affect the pose? And then when you feel confident in your steadiness and your center and your grounding, come back to a chair pose and twist over towards the right. Right? Now, you can stay here. We've done it so many times today already. You might find it's actually very, very accessible to deepen the chair fairly quickly. And you might even discover that you actually want to go so far as to bring your hands way off to the side and to try side crow, right? Now, if you're doing side crow, I'm leaning over to my right and I'm just having the weight of my legs on my left arm. So my hips are floating in the sky. Yeah, and I'll show you that from behind so you have a stronger sense of what I mean. So come into my twisted chair. Got my right elbow now to the outside of my left leg. I'm gonna bring my hands down and they're fairly wide and at a slight angle. Now, my left leg and my right arm are connected and I'm leaning forward. My legs will come up and will balance on my right arm only. So my hips are high, floating in the sky. Yeah. And that's a really important element for me to pass on to my students because you might not be doing that today. And you can do it on the ground instead on your back, like I'm demoing here, so that you can train your body for the shape, the core for the shape, your focus, and your self-care for the shape. That eventually you cultivate the strength to be able to keep your hips floating, right? Your hips stay up as you're in the pose. So you can give that a shot again, stepping or flowing. Cool. And remember, if you're just doing the recording at home, you can literally come back and do this again and again anytime you want, which is really cool. And just training and practicing. And everything that we've done already up until now has been helping us to understand how to do these types of shapes, right? So you can even rewind to the beginning of the video and pick little bits out here and there to find something that brings balance. Now, with all this being said, clear your body, reset your body, and you're going to come to a seated shape like this with your hands on your shins, okay? Now, I want you to hold your shins and scoop your tailbone and let your spine round as the chin drops down towards the chest. Yeah. And then you can slowly come more upright, roll the shoulders back, lifting through your spine, breathing. Yeah. And then you can roll back down again. And then you can come back up. Yeah. So we'll go like this a couple of times, lowering down and coming back up and lowering down and coming back up. Yeah, that's great. Exactly. Now, if you want more challenge, try it without using your hands, right? And you might find that you actually start to go lower and lower still, right? On your breath, up and down, on your breath, up and down. Yeah, cool. So we're getting into our core, aren't we? Can you feel that? Now, the next time you come up and stay up and hold the back of your legs for a little supportive Navasana. So you're going to hang out here for a couple of breaths, lengthening your spine and rolling the shoulders back. Or stage 2, no hands. Or stage 3, twist over towards the right and then back through center, and then twist over towards the left, and then back through center, and then over to the right, and back through center, and over to the left, and back through center. And just go side to side a few more times as you twist. Yeah. And then you can bring your feet back down, hold on to your shins, lift yourself up, roll the shoulders back, and then scoop out and lower down. Right. So we're kind of back at the beginning. I know. A lot of engagement, a lot of play through our center. Make sure you take care of yourself and take breaks when you need to take breaks. Yeah. And then you're going to come back and try Navasana again. Maybe the legs are straight this time. Maybe the arms are up. Right? And then you can twist over towards your right and then come back up and twist over towards your left and come back up. Right? And if this feels too intense, you hold the legs back in stage one, or your feet are down and you're just going side to side with your feet down, right? Make sure you take a break, lift and roll, and hollow out. Yeah, lift and roll and hollow out. Yeah, that's great. We're just going to do one more, okay? So we're trying to build into our core and into our center support in a way that feels really, really good, right? Challenging, sure, but also with so many options, you're taking care of your best self. So 1, 2, 3. Maybe interlace your fingers this time. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out to the right. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out to the left. Up to the right. Up to the left. Right, a few times. Ooh, I know. Ready, back through center. Lift. And now everybody reverse table. Tailbone towards your knees. Maybe gaze at the knees, or if it feels safe, up towards the sky. Oh, nice, deep, deep, deep breaths. And then you're going to lower down onto your seat, down onto your forearms, legs out in front, and just shake those legs out. Yeah, like we're at the beach. Cool. Good. So from here, lower all the way down onto your back. So you might want a block nearby. So just grab your blocks, hold them close, lay down on your back. Great. Bring your feet close to your hips. And if you'd like a little extra support, put the block between your thighs, just some rolling bridges. On your inhale, lift your hips up. On your exhale, lower your hips down. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, lower down. And we'll do several more of these just on the breath. At any moment in time, you can just take your block and adjust it underneath your pelvis for supported bridge if you'd prefer. Perfectly fine to do that one instead. You can choose to stay in active bridge, right? Arms at your side, gripping the mat, or maybe interlaced underneath you, coming more onto the shoulder head. And taking a break. For me, it feels really nice with my hands interlaced to just sit down on my forearms. I love keeping the upper back in the back bend shape as I breathe here. And then we're going to try another back bend, maybe two, if you're feeling it. Right? So you can come back into bridge pose or remain in supported bridge, or you can even shift from bridge into active wheel or Dhanurasana if you would prefer. And just remember, take time and to find your center again and again. I'm going to do one more back bend, or you're just resting. Constructive rest, feet wide, knees together, wrapping the arms around the chest. Easy breath. And changing the wrap of the arms so the opposite arm gets time on top. Easy breath. And then the arms back up. Bring your knees into your chest, hold on to your shins. Gently rock side to side. Hands behind the knees. Careful of your neck and your head, but if it feels safe just to rock forward and back from your hips to your shoulders, go ahead and do that. Maybe creating a gentle pause moment at the top for us just to linger. And then you can come all the way up. We're going to do a nice little hip opener. So if you would prefer pigeon, by all means do pigeon pose. Otherwise, either on the ground or maybe on a block or a blanket. Go ahead and extend. There we go. The right leg crossing the left ankle on top of the right. And so this is Agni Sambhasana, right, or fire log. If it feels too intense, the bottom leg can straighten, or you can do this on your back, figure four, or you can do pigeon or any other hip opener that you like. How about that? You take your arms up, flex your feet, and just gently fold forward, nice and easy. Okay. I'm going to find any degree of a forward fold that works for you. Maybe using a block to support your head. Take another deep breath or two. Ease yourself back upright, leaning back and changing sides, right? So second side when you're ready. Arms up, lengthen through the spine and ease yourself into the fold, right? Ease yourself in. Lean back upright, uncrossing your legs, or exiting your posture. Yeah, have the blocks nearby as you slowly lower down onto your back. Anything else you might want for Shavasana, you can grab right now as well. And bring your legs in. Yeah, maybe happy babies pose if that feels good for you. And now, friends, just a twist. Okay, so you can do any twist that you love. Jatara Parsvartanasana is just taking the legs together, stacked over to one side, really sweet. Maybe using a block, or you can choose any other variation of twists that would bring you joy. Changing sides if you haven't already done so. And friends, back through center for Shavasana. And for your final rest, any comfortable shape, any adjustments, any supports, maybe blocks under your thigh bones if you have them, really, really sweet, helping to open the lower back as we relax and find what feels best. And then several deep breaths in and out. As your body drifts into its final resting place. Shavasana, a restorative healing. And feel the breath coming back towards your center column. Taking a few moments to guide it down as you inhale towards your tail, and then back up the length of the spine and out the crown of the head. Notice any way that you feel the stillness. Feel your center as peace in the body. Give yourself permission to hold this Shavasana shape longer and longer still, enjoying as much of this peace as your body can allow. And whenever you find that you're ready to close your class today, a seated position, hands towards your heart, in complete gratitude and reverence towards every single cell, every aspect of you that has come to this work today, connected you to the still, quiet place of peace that is always within you. Om Shanti. Namaste.